Welcome to episode 26. Last time we dealt with an epic battle, the Chrome Army attacking the walls of unnamed town, or at least I forgot the name of the town. It was situated perfectly on a riverbank, and allowing the Chrome Army to go through would have done untold damage to the far side, at least according to the great progenitor, Braun of Gond, who generally is right about these things.
Oh, good.
Yes. We ended the last episode with the battle wrapping up, the remnants of the Chrome Army fleeing into the woods, its captain having led them out after you guys took out first his command post and then many of his lower ranking foot soldiers. Now, we open up this episode on the aftermath of that battle. There is, we'll say, a few hours passed, let everyone kind of start to calm down and kind of, get into the relaxed mode a bit. When you hear from atop the wall, "Captain! Something you should see!" And do you let the captain go, or do you go up with him?
Yeah, we'll go up with him.
Sure, why not?
Sure. Okay, you guys run up and... "What is it, soldier?" And he says, "Sir, out there, look!" And he points off into the distance. And you don't see anything at first, but as you stare, you notice some of the fallen, the bodies, are disappearing under the soil. They just very slowly at first, they're sitting there and they get lower and lower until the ground creeps up around them and swallows them whole.
Well, is there a necromancer around here? That's like, what is this? It's an earthbender. Get him!
It might be, I'm thinking it might be an old one, or, I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
No, definitely doesn't.
Sir, should we send the scout?
Don't do that. That's like a death mission.
I don't know, what does the captain say?
The captain looks at it and... "We need some information. Send the scout."
Nice knowing you, Scout.
I'll prepare my my giant
Give him
eagle.
a better send-off than that.
Oh, I said it under my breath. You didn't hear me.
You didn't hear me. How do you know? Anyways, I just like, well. I was gonna prepare a giant eagle to like swoop in and get him if he needed it, but oh well.
I think your wild shape is used up, isn't it? Or do you have another one?
I got two.
Okay.
And I used one, so.
Oh, yeah, might want to get ready. Are you big enough to actually carry a full-grown dude?
The giant eagle? Maybe. I don't know their size. It never specifies exactly. One sec. That's actually a challenge rating.
Wait, are we jumping back into Roll20, or are we...
No,
Oh, okay.
that's Theater of the Mind.
Yeah, it just says giant eagle's large beast, so.
Generally, a large can lift a medium.
So yeah.
Okay.
After the cry, Alpha just says, "I knew we should have pursued."
Why
Heathens!
is Alpha so bloodthirsty?
Because they are heathens. They are going against the great will of Gond. They must be destroyed.
So,
Alright.
Gotta love a zealot.
yeah. So the commands get shunted down the line, and you see the gate open, and a rather young guy, a teenager feeling invincible, runs out across the field towards one of them that is starting to sink. He looks at it, and he sees something. You see him leap forward, grab, and jump back out of the way just as the body disappears. He's holding something in his hand, and he sits and he watches the next one, and then comes running back to report. And he comes in. Sir, I found this booklet, and there's nothing there, sir. It's just the dirt. The dirt just seems to move out from under them and cover them back up again. It's just flat. There's no disturbance at all. There's not even blood on the ground.
Investigation check. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna do anything.
And he is holding out a book for you.
Oh, well, let's
Yoink.
look at the book.
All right, who grabs it?
Yoink.
I would have. Oh, apparently Casper grabs. He's
That's
the
a good
one-
way to do it. I didn't expect that. Sorry, I misinterpreted. I didn't expect the yoink to be actually you stealing it. But
Well, it took me a second to catch up with that too. But yes, apparently that's what that means.
Yep. I'll grab it and start at least trying to read it. Unless it's an orc, then I guess I'll have to pass it off to Dane.
well, it's in a couple different languages actually. You do recognize one of them as orc, but there is a common translation. It doesn't appear to be the best, but there are passages in there that you can kind of make sense of.
Not since
I won't.
these orcs are so progressive.
What, to be multiple languages?
Yeah.
Well, they are trying to spread their religion. So,
Yeah.
put it in the native tongue. So you flip open the first page and you do see it is the new, what is it? The Testimony of New Chrome. And within it, there are several passages. One of them, which you look at, and you look up at Alpha, and you look back down with just a horrified look on your face. And Alpha, roll me a perception check really quick.
Okay. 5.
Okay. You do not notice the look at all, and you can, yeah, so keep reading the book.
What was the look for?
The look was for something you read that you would, let's just put it this way, you would be afraid if Alpha read it.
Oh.
Oh, is it like trashing Gond?
Yes.
Ah,
Oh,
How about we show it to him? That seems like a way to break out Invincible Alpha.
what you want? Just Alpha to go on a rampage?
I mean, it might be useful. I'm just saying.
That sounds like the destruction of the world.
just yet.
He's not invincible. He's on knockdown more often than anyone else here because he always goes head first into everything,
And he fails his dex rolls.
Yeah.
which is really he's like the worst monk.
Anyways. So
Don't be so hard on yourself, Alpha.
continue reading, I guess, if there's anything of interest in there.
Basically, what you just find is a pretty typical religious text talking about how their religion is better than all others. There's a bunch of quotations, like, in Romans 13.
Take from them what is owed to you. With force make them respect you. The only honor is to the victor.
Things like that.
Gotcha. Alright, this book's worthless.
Shall
Well,
be
if we come up
destroyed.
against the Chromans again, we definitely want to show that passage about Gone to Alpha.
So I guess, like, Dane, you can keep this, but I have no use for this book. It's stupid.
All right, Dane will take the book and put it away. Does the book say? Actually, he'll try and read it himself. Does the book say anything about returning to the soil once you're dead?
Yes, it does.
See, now Dane can read Orcish, so maybe that's a slightly easier translation.
It is actually. It's much more direct. Let me. I think I have it here. Ah,
By the shine of your chrome, you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For the dust was pushed aside and shined to chrome, and to that dust shall your chrome return.
Okay.
So the chrome pulls itself to the ground after its wearer is dead.
Yeah,
Apparently
whole-
they bury themselves.
no, the chrome becomes tarnished. That's like the whole thing. Like, their whole ideology is based on being shiny and pretty. And so to die, to decay, is to no longer be pretty.
Got it. No.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, hey, that saves Village a lot of work of burying dead bodies. So
Sure. I mean, that's the one good thing about this religion, I guess, is just
The only
death
thing.
is time saving.
There is nothing in there that indicates that they just self-bury. Sorry, I don't want that impression to be.
Oh, because that
out
was
there.
definitely the gist I got.
Well, yes, but you've been to human funerals where they say, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, we stick thee now in the earth's crust, but that doesn't mean it happens on its own. We still put them in a casket and put them in the ground for them.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, even sky burials, they at least cut the body up first.
Nice.
That's more for efficiency purposes.
Well, yes, but my point stands.
Anyways,
Okay. Well,
so this is still a weird occurrence,
Yes.
but probably loosely based on the religion. I'm still
Well,
thinking they have like
apparently we don't know that yet.
figured it out.
Is there any other clues that we can garner from the book regarding why these things all of a sudden just sunk into the ground?
Roll me an investigation.
Come on, Dane.
Go, Dane, go.
That's an 8.
You.
I roll.
Oh, well, I was all you find is that you flip through it. It's not particularly interesting to you. And you get to the back and you see, like, this published by The Boss Publishing.
Oh. I rolled a backup investigation and got an 18.
Oh, nice.
But you don't have the
You
book
just
in your
got slightly
hand.
more information where you say, hey, yeah, it says in partnership with, and some data about where they can be found out to the east.
Cool, let's go.
All
Let's go
right.
take. Oh, that means we might come across the boss then. Ah, well, let's go take him on.
Okay.
We can ask our captain friend to help us.
What do you want to ask him?
I don't know. Would you like us to stamp out the source of this religion? Or at least the source of this religion's, like, mass production.
Well, I cannot speak for the priests, but when I was a boy, they said that we were to improve ourselves into others. We would occasionally get yelled at, like, you're turning that wrench too hard, or you're going the wrong direction. But it was all for the betterment. I've never thought of the consequences of wiping out an entire other religion.
I mean, it's just how destructive you think this religion is. If it's really destructive, then wouldn't it be better for it to not exist? You know, kind of like the death of horrible people doing horrible things is kind of necessary for the balance, even if you yourself do not deem it necessary to murder people all over the place in certain instances. It's necessary.
Your point is valid. I shall have to meditate on it as I hammer my armor this evening. But it sounds that it would be approved of by my commander, Master Braun. Therefore, yes, I would say go out. Go into the field. Strike them down with the mighty, holy hammer of Gond.
Castros majored in philosophy.
Hey, it's the highest earning of all the humanities degrees.
This Castros majored in philosophy.
Is that because none of the other humanities degrees actually earn anything at all?
No, it's not that.
Minor details.
No, it's mind you, humanities degrees do include like political science and things like that. No, it's because most philosophy majors end up becoming like lawyers or getting MBAs and stuff like that. It's like it's a good background for a master's degree, and the people that get the master's degrees tend to be the ones that earn more. So that's just why it works out that way.
Okay. Or they go into political science and start grifting professionally.
Well, there is that. One of the more successful lawyers that I know is licensed, like literally on opposite sides of the country, and has a undergrad in philosophy, a grad in a a Juris Doctorate, and has massive law practice and claims up and down that it was the philosophy background that makes the law work, like makes it easier.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Huh.
Anyway.
I do have like a slight story I just came up with for why Castros is a philosophy major, but we don't have to ask that now.
Okay. Maybe at some point we could record little bio episodes.
Oh, there you go.
Be kind of fun.
It's a short snippet because I literally was just like, after I like saying all that, like, like it could be, it just like depends on the situation that's necessary for the balance, that potentially, like in certain instances, it's what you would normally frown upon becomes the necessary thing to do to suit your other priorities. Just after that I was just like, Castros is such a philosophy major. I'm so philosophical. I'm just philosophical. I'm so philosophical.
Cassus is going to have a meltdown when he finds a copy of Kant. Anyway,
Reading Immanuel Kant.
he was a real pissant that was very rarely stable.
I digger was a boozy beggar who could think you under the table. David Hume could out-consume Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, and Wittgenstein was a beery swine who's just a schloss to Schlegel.
Anyways, moving on. Should we rest for the night here and then set off tomorrow? Because I know you got... I mean, we don't necessarily know who'll be. We just know it's one of, like, a corporation of his, I guess. If corporation's the right word.
I don't know.
If anything, it could start a war with the boss. We don't necessarily know if we'll have the final battle with the boss yet. But it could be a start, and as long as we keep the upper hand, it'll eventually grain on him.
I honestly don't know. Alpha, what are your thoughts?
I believe they must be destroyed using all means necessary. We should eliminate them now.
Ray?
I mean, I got no opinion except if we do head out, I'm gonna need a rest real quick because I'm down 20 health.
Yeah, we should rest here for the night, set off as soon as we can.
Alright, well, I guess we do that.
Okay. You guys are, of course, treated as heroes, as you should be. And you are taken to what's left of, like, basically the local tavern. And you're able to rest down and you start to sleep. And during the night, you start hearing what sounds like scratches, pickaxes, shovels. There's muted voices below you.
Probably not good.
That is not good.
Ah. Ooh. I wonder if that would work. Dum-de-dum.
So does this wake us up? Do we sleep the whole night through?
Well, let's see if you can. Some of you hear it. I can see how you respond. If you want to tell you what, everyone, just give me a d20. I want to see something.
Castros got an 18.
Okay.
Ray got a 10.
Alpha gets a 9.
Dane got an 11.
Okay, so everyone except Castros just sleeps right through it. Castros, you are freaking out. You're like, I'm already inside of a building, which is really not cool, but I'm doing it because I feel it's like kind of appropriate here, but holy crap, this is totally unnatural and something is wrong.
Alright. So it's like coming beneath?
Yes.
Like...
It's like the chrome got sucked down into the ground.
Yeah,
Keep
now it's
us
working
dead
underneath the
and
ground. Yeah, I
Um,
know. I would make a check on... You can hand me the book really quick. I want to check something, because there is a spell I might be able to use for this. If Thunder Wave can pass, like, below and above. I don't think it can. But that would be an option. Can't really do much else. I might wake up my party members and be like, yo, there's stuff happening beneath us.
Yeah, probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I'll wake up everybody else, I guess.
You guys are like, huh? Huh? What?
Kind of?
So anyway, Castros, tell us what's going on, because we're
Okay,
not
so
sure what's going on. So
while you monkey brains were sleeping through everything, I just am not comfortable in this situation, so I was having a hard time sleeping anyways, but there's something scratching underneath the ground, and I have a feeling it's our undead friends.
Dane's like, "What undead friends?"
The orcs that got sucked into the ground, I have a feeling they're alive and working their way through the ground, and potentially trying to mine their way up through.
Okay.
Or they're not the undead ones, they're just ones that came back in the middle of the night and mined underneath the wall.
Well, let's go alert the captain.
I have a question.
Okay.
Spell. So Thunderwave, it's a 15-foot cube that originates, like its center originates from me.
Yes.
Would that qualify for like if it could move underground or not?
Oh, yes. Yes,
I
it
could
will.
try that.
For what purpose?
I could affect them underneath the ground. We wouldn't have to dig them up.
Well, we have to pinpoint them. I mean, so right now all you hear is scratching.
Alright, you go alert the captain. I'll try to locate them. Can I make another investigation?
Absolutely.
Okay, Dane's gonna go alert the captain. He's gonna wake the captain up and say, one of our party members is hearing voices and scratching coming from beneath the earth.
The captain rolls out and grabs his guards and says, "Guards, tell everyone, ears to the ground, now!" You see the guards fan out and start listening, and everyone is basically making quiet sounds all over. But while they're doing that, I want to jump back to Castros.
I got a 5 on that investigation. That did not work well.
No, it did not. You are listening carefully, but all you can tell is that it's under you, but you can't get any more information.
Did I ask Jeremy to try and pinpoint it?
Ooh, now there's an interesting thought. Yeah. How do you do that?
Let me look up Jeremy's stats really quick.
He's got like a perfect perception. I know that.
Oh.
Or near.
Hold
does.
him against the ground like a
Like
like
a
a proverbial metal detector.
Sick.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
And then when Jeremy squeaks or something, you know something is directly beneath him.
Yeah. Sick. I should have his stats printed, but I never got around to it. One moment, my drive's loading.
But you gotta be careful, because last thing you want is some zombie hand to come out of the ground and grab Jeremy.
Guess what? That zombie head is getting bitten off. Sick. So that would be an investigation or perception?
Let's do perception, because he's really putting an ear to the ground. You're not actually feeling for something or tearing it apart. You're just listening.
Got it. So for his perceptions check, it's a +4. For his passive perception, it's 20.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
All
that was
right.
just one thing that I gave him a lot of, was passive perception.
Well, go ahead and still roll. I want to hear what you get. And put your
What's
plus
the-
on it.
Plus on it.
Nat 1. Jeremy wants to make you suffer.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeremy.
Well, he's just kind of like, yeah, he just kind of gives you the, like it's there, but it's not. He doesn't perceive it as a threat to him right now.
Alrighty, Ray's gonna put her head to the ground and figure out where these varmints are.
Okay. What do you get? Are you gonna do? You can do a.
That's a 19 plus 4,
Yeah.
so 23.
So you put up a hand. You have your ear down. You put up a hand, and everyone kind of looks at you, and you point down, and you hold up a few fingers, like they're, 4 feet straight under me, right here.
Perfect. Okay. Ray, move back 15 feet.
Alrighty.
Before you do anything, so how long have we rested?
Oh, good question. It is kind of the middle of the night. Well, you do get, it's only 6 hours for a full rest. So we'll call it, you got like 6 hours worth of sleep.
Okay, so our spell slots have regenerated then.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's a very pertinent question.
Yes, I know. But I figured, you guys are going to be kind of exhausted. You fall asleep, and this is happening. Say you fell asleep around 10, and this is like 4 in the morning.
Okay.
So I'll get as close to the ground as I can, make sure everyone's away from me, and cast Thunder Wave in a 3rd level spell slot. That is 20.
Holy crap! Yeah,
Not
you
an
do
at
it.
20, but 20.
A dirty
Still,
20.
dirty 20. Go roll damage really quick. I'm just curious.
All right.
Eight.
Yeah, 8.
Okay, so
Wait, no, that wasn't
Wasn't
the
rolled.
damage.
She was.
It's 11
11.
thunder
Okay.
damage.
All right, so more than I was expecting there. All right, so there's this great. And all of a sudden, all the sound stops. Those who are looking outside, all the guards jump up, and you hear a creaking, and then all the buildings around you. You hear it's almost like when dominoes fall, that click, 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 but echoing through the underground, and then all the buildings around you start to sink. That's have you ever seen Paint Your Wagon?
No.
Oh god, you should watch it. Clint Eastwood when he's like, I don't know, 25, 30 years old. Came out in like 58 or 60 something. I don't know. Classic
No
movie.
Name City,
Not
no
the
name
musical, is
city.
Is that the one where he sings all the time?
Yes.
Yep, and it's awesome.
I have seen it. Clint Eastwood should not sing.
No, but this is what happens at the end. The bull runs through the tunnels under the town and the whole town sinks.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
So that's what's happening here. The bull runs through, or the thunder wave causes a ripple effect like dominoes of all the supports holding up the tunnels that had been mined under the town, and everything starts to collapse downward.
Well,
Wow, that's some really busy mining if they can get all that done in the space of a day.
They didn't. When we post the last
hole
week's
underneath
episode
their
and you go
tent.
back and listen, they were mentioned. The holes were mentioned at the beginning of the siege.
underneath
yes,
the
oh.
commander's tent.
Got it. All right.
Dana, we should have
I'm just
investigated that
thinking,
hole. Like, first thing.
And Alva says, "We told this town that they should have used earthquake-proof structures, but no, weak foundations are faster."
Right, but that also means that the ground's collapsing on them.
Yes, so the tunnels are collapsing almost like streets. You can see where they were between the buildings, though they're just kind of collapsing in, whereas the ones under the building structures themselves are just causing the entirety of the buildings to collapse inward. And I recommend everyone hightailing it out.
Two. Ray's gonna book it.
Alright, Jeremy, hang on tight, let's go.
All right, everyone that's running out, make a quick dex save.
No.
Dex save.
Dex save.
I got a 15.
Ray got a 5.
Ooh.
Dane got a 9.
No, wait, no, not a 5 and 8. But still.
Alpha got 22.
Holy crap.
He has a lot of bonuses to Dex save.
Well, you guys did really well, but Dane and Ray, not so much. You're making your way out the door and you're tripping and falling, and you do make it out, but you slam yourself to the side, one side and then the other, and each of you takes just one bludgeoning damage, but it was, it was bruising. It was not a pleasant experience.
Alpha just shakes his head at the fact that everyone keeps getting knocked around in this dang place.
Okay. So the town is now ruined. That's awesome. So does anything pop up from underground?
You see movement in the trenches between the structures.
Okay.
Alpha shouts, "Are the walls still intact?"
The walls appear to be, yes.
Alpha shouts out, "Ballistas, reposition."
The men on the walls turn the ballistas around and point them inward.
Unleash Gondian fire.
Is that like Greek fire? Like,
I don't know, actually. Whatever we can have in there. It's up to your discretion, but I'm imagining they have some sort of incendiary capabilities, given the fact it's, Gond.
good point. All right. Well, then, sure. You, over the course of the next, let's call it 18 seconds, 3 rounds, the men first grab these buckets. They stick whatever it is in the bucket on the head of the ballista. They light it, and I guess then the next turn after that, they fire. You just want them firing at the movement in the ditches, or what do you want them firing at?
Whatever closest clusters there might be of stuff coming out of the ground.
Well, okay, yeah. There's a couple of clustery lines where they kind of got stuck together. So do you want to roll me? Oh God, let's do roll me 60 20s and tell me what you get on each one.
With the pluses to attack,
No,
or...
give me the d20s and I'll figure out the pluses.
Alright, so we'll do 60 20s. Let's see here, I need to be able to read them out. 19, 18, 15, 8, 10, 9.
All right, so all but 2 of those hit. And what you guys see is basically the darkness just light up as what started as kind of a small ball of fire found their targets and started striking the ground. Some bolts, or are they bolts? Yeah, whatever. Went through, 1 or 2 of the creatures in the hole here or there, but all of them catching on fire as the ground strikes, and it's like seeing Molotov cocktails flood the trenches.
If Alpha could smile, you would swear you see a smile upon his face.
Maybe his eyes just glow a little brighter.
Yes.
There is screaming as well.
Alpha's a little bloodthirsty these last few episodes.
These are heretics.
Don't you remember what happened to all those poor little mind-controlled civilians you convinced him were, like, heretics against his god in, like, the first couple episodes?
Yes. Oh, I remember that very well.
Yeah.
I didn't
These
think
are...
it was all lethal attacks. I thought it was just all knocking them
Oh,
unconscious.
yeah, those were non-lethal. These are confirmed heretics.
Confirmed heretics. Times have changed, Dane.
Yeah, don't tell him that you don't worship God.
Well, I think it's okay to be like, what, an Agondian? Like, you don't have to necessarily worship him, you just can't be against him. Like, he'll try to convert you if you don't worship him, but if you work against him, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah, and there's also the subtle fact that whether you worship him or not, you're still doing his will by bringing progress to the world.
There you go.
That's true.
So like Luddites would be screwed.
Well, everyone else has ranged attacks and everything, so after the whole everything goes into a blaze, Alpha jumps into the bottom parapets area between the fires to watch and see if there's any survivors crawling out.
Wow.
Yes, there's one guy who makes it and starts clawing out of the pit. You see the dirt separate and a face that looks like a barn owl shoot up out of the ground.
Not for long.
Okay.
Alpha goes to eliminate the face.
Eliminate the face, but you're gonna crush it?
As to the best of his ability.
Oh, okay.
They're obviously heretics in this area. They must be eliminated. I don't know. Do we have to roll initiative or anything? Or should I just
No.
start rolling attack rolls?
I'm just letting this go, so go ahead and I guess roll your attack roll.
Castus will join in
All
with
right.
his mandible.
Well,
All right.
Crafted it. Have you?
First attack roll is 25.
You guys did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Holy, yeah. Well, you're gonna hit with that for sure.
All right. Second one is just 17, and third one is nat 20.
Oh my god.
All right. So I guess for the first one, what is my damage now? 1d6 plus 5. So
Just
first one.
I can
Hmm?
save you. I can save you from a lot of that. Just roll me one more 1d20 and tell me what you get.
All right. Do, 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 do. 15.
Was that with your bonus? What's your attack bonus for your punch?
I said 1d20. Attack
Yeah.
bonus is he has right now plus 5.
So that'd
5.
be
Okay, yeah. So you kill him.
I'm just imagining like doing a football punt. Like he goes over the head, sees the head on the ground, and just punts the head clean off the body.
Oh. All right then. So that happened.
Castros will come in with his mandible weapon that he's filled with the spider poison from who knows how long ago, from like when we were underneath the castle.
Okay.
For
Right, so
anybody
Castros
reacting.
slowly climbs down, like imagining Alpha just like zipping down there and full on punting a head off of what I'm guessing would be an owlbear, and then having Castros slowly coming up behind, being like, "Oh."
It's a very casual fight. Are there any other movement? Is there any other movement?
Not really, though. I will say when Alpha sends what he thought was the head flying, turned out it was actually a mask that was being worn, and underneath looks basically like more or less a regular human.
Wait, so only the mask was punted off, or the head, the whole head?
The head was punted off, but I'm
How
sure
about the head was punted off and it separated? The mask flew one way and the head flew the other.
I'm gonna go find that mask and investigate it.
Okay, it's pretty easy to spot. It's just kind of over to the left there.
Alright, we'll do an investigation on it, I guess. That's a nat 20 investigation.
Oh god, it appears to be what would it be? An Arakocra death mask that was then being worn by this, human that was out here working for the orcs.
Death masks seem to be a very reoccurring thing, and I don't know how to feel about that. I'm gonna go turn to Dane and be like, hey, can I see that simian death mask you have? I want to compare them.
All right, Dane hands it over.
All while Alpha stays on high alert.
Yeah. I'll do an Arcana check on both. I know the simian death mask had, like, Arcana in it, but I couldn't figure out what it actually did. So one sec, let me do an Arcana check really quick, which is a 19.
Yes, you definitely can tell it is magical and has similar properties to the simian death mask.
So I turned him like, I'm not exactly sure what these do. They're definitely magical in some way, but I don't know how. Here, Dane, you put your simian death mask on, I'll put the owl one on.
All right. Dane shrugs and puts the mask on.
So just putting it on, you don't notice anything. It's almost like you have to do something to, like, trigger whatever it is.
Can I try casting a cantrip?
You're casting a cantrip on him, or he's casting a cantrip?
No,
Just
not on Dane. I'm just casting one with the mask on to see what happens.
Oh, sorry, I got momentarily confused there.
Nah. So I'll just cast it in some random area where it won't hurt anybody. I guess just a Bruce flame will be fine, so I'll just hold fire in my hand. See how that works.
Okay. Sure. Let me make sure to bring this up. So you cast flame. That was it.
Yeah, just produce flame.
Okay. You make a flame, and when you do so, instead of just having, like, say, a ball of flame in your hand, as you've seen before, it rises up out of your hand and makes a tornado.
I'll stop casting that.
You mean like a tornado of flame?
Yes.
Okay.
All
right. Well,
definitely seem to heighten the casting ability.
Yeah, you also, as you look around, you notice that your eyesight seems to be better. You can see further across the courtyard than you could before with a greater clarity.
I like this mask.
All right. Dane's gonna attempt to cast Ray of Frost at some of the flames that are still burning in the trenches. I'm assuming.
Okay. I'll just say you can do that successfully. You're not like under duress. You do that, and it doesn't seem to have really any noticeable difference from, when you usually do it.
Okay. Then I'll try Firebolt.
Same thing. Seems pretty much normal.
Your mask is like debunked. Your mask is what's the term for it?
Defective.
Defective, yes.
Okay.
Or you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. No, I'm sure I'm not doing the correct thing.
What's important to simians then? I never read up on that stuff you sent. Try you don't have any nature spells.
You know what? What I can do here. Do we have any? Well, we have wreckage, right? Do we have any like heavy timbers or anything like that?
There's all the stuff that's like falling off the buildings.
Okay. Do we know what kind of a simian this death mask is of?
It looks like one of the great apes, maybe a gorilla or something.
Okay. Ian's gonna try picking up something that's like looks really heavy.
Okay, you go over and you feel like it's a little easier to move, but like there's something even more here that would make it even easier than that.
Try channeling Arcana as you do it.
This is the most confusing hot and cold game ever.
Yeah, okay, let's see if I can channel Arcana.
You roll your Arcana, I guess?
I think that's a 16.
You feel the power is there, like it's on the surface waiting to come out, but it's not quite like at the surface.
Okay. How about if I try climbing a wall?
Okay.
I'm just imagining, like, we have these burning tunnels of everyone nearby, and the party's like, ooh, what if I try climbing this? What if I do this?
Well, you got it handled, Alpha. Let us have our experiments really quick.
I'm just imagining the scenario of, like, the whole party just, like, goofing around while, like, there's this whole town burning behind us.
Like, the people in the town are just like, bruh, like, what are you doing?
Well, to be fair, they're probably too busy right now to be paying attention to us.
Dane's trying to climb a wall with a monkey mask on.
Okay. Well, you go over to it, and I guess roll. What is your climbing normally?
Probably not well if it's based on Dex.
It's
I don't have anything for climbing.
no, it's acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics is good. That's a plus.
I think. Oh no, climbing is just based off movement speed. Like you can just climb. That's right.
Oh, okay.
It's 5e.
Alright.
It's just you can just climb. Which, yeah, you work your way up. It's roughly half your movement speed, and you seem to be able to climb pretty well. Though you also are a dwarf, and they're pretty good at climbing rocks anyway.
Okay, so nothing
Like that.
nothing out of the ordinary then.
Not from doing any of those things, no.
Okay. All right. Well, Dane's gonna take the mask off and put it back in his pack and kind of think about it. Try it again later.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna keep this one on. This one's handy. Now I just look like an owl with horns.
Yeah, pretty much.
Horned owl.
I am a horned owl. I'm a screech owl. That would be Castros's owl. Just saying, it would be a screech owl.
Mm.
Anyways,
And then later we'll. Ooh, Alpha should craft like a gong, so every now and then in battle he could be a distraction and you could be saved by the bell. Anyway,
anything else we should know?
um,
It'd be, well, we should probably actually help the townspeople now and make sure there are no more of these things crawling around.
That's what I meant by that.
well, you go around exploring and you don't seem to see any, though you do see where there is an opening basically near the wall where when it collapsed it didn't fill in, so you can see down through the tunnel that goes out.
Hop in.
Sure, we'll climb in, take a look around.
All right. As you peer down, you don't see anything, but you hear echoes of what sounds like movement far down the tunnel.
I have the sudden urge to turn into a dire wolf and start chasing them down.
All right, off we go in direction of the movement.
Can I do that?
If you want.
Yeah. All right. I will.
Alpha will be by your side.
He's like, just imagining Alpha charging down the halls with a dire wolf growling after him. Anyways, just to make sure the wild shape doesn't fail, that was a 13 for the wild shape.
Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it when you do that.
Yep. And dire wolf it up. I'm gonna start giving chase down the hallways using my sense of smell to guide me.
Well, I mean, there's not really other options on where to go. So, I mean, you're
Well, I wasn't sure if there were like branching paths or not.
not here. You're basically just like charging through, so not a problem.
Yep. Start running through and trying to find some orc to bite.
Okay, so you run down and you don't see an orc. What you see instead is more what looks like those humans, but with a trying to think of how to describe this, with different masks. So, do you just run in on them, or should I kind of describe more of what you see before, like when you first catch sight of them?
Sure, I'll slow as soon as I see them and try to just gather info first. How many of them are there?
When you first come around the corner, there's 5 of them, and kind of a 6th. One of them's pushing a wheelbarrow with one of the deceased orcs inside of it.
All right, I'll observe.
Okay. They appear to be mumbling chanting under their breath as they're working their way out away from you, down towards the far end of the cave, like opposite direction of the castle.
How far is my party behind me?
Alpha's literally right next to you.
Perfect. Did
And
Alpha see what I saw too then?
Yes, so Alpha witnessed this as well.
How can I mimic to Alpha? I can't communicate with Alpha, so I'm just trying to think, how can I mimic to Alpha to try and take off the masks as soon as possible?
Oh, don't worry. He's already charging. You may have stopped, but he didn't stop because these are all heathens. So he's continuing towards them.
Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna follow Alpha.
They will be removed, one way or another.
Alright, I'll just keep a hold with Alpha and...
Okay, so I guess what happens there? You guys just, so there's like 5 of them. Are you going in and attacking, or what's the deal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna like jump the 2.
Not necessarily attack. Basically, Alpha's going to run through, and I was to say, like, get in front of the procession.
Okay, so you blow past them, and they all stop, tip their heads up at you, and the wheelbarrow drops into a anchored position, standing up normally.
Okay. And Alpha just looks at that and says, "Successful battle?"
They all simultaneously tip their heads 15 degrees to the side.
Interesting. They're like
Or
copies.
are they controlled?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
So they
Alpha
don't
is,
seem to be
though.
aggressive, though.
Well, they responded to him in that they stopped to look at him and listen,
And you're in direwolf shape, right?
Yeah.
but behind, so they're not looking at the direwolf.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Alpha's signal.
How far behind was Dane with all this? He can't move as fast as Alpha or Casteros.
Well, let's say it's going to take another minute for you guys to catch up. From when
So he's gonna miss this whole exchange then.
the initial exchange, yes, but you come in at the very tail.
Do I see them all tilt their heads to the side?
Sure. How about that? At the edge of your vision, as you come around the corner, you see this group stopped. Alpha at the front, their heads tipped to the side, and behind them, the direwolf standing there staring at them.
All right.
Tail wagging slightly, ready to pounce.
I think Dane's going to walk up behind the because they're facing away from him right now, right?
Yeah. Yes, they are. Oh.
So Dane's going to go up to the one nearest to him, knock his legs out from underneath him, and pull the mask off.
Okay, so there's two behind the wheelbarrow and two in front. So you knock out the one behind. You go around the wolf and kick its legs out.
Yeah, kind of kick him right behind the knees so his legs fold, and then grab the mask as he's falling and try and yank it off.
You are met with just a blank stare staring up at you.
Okay.
All right.
But the mask is off.
Yes,
Yeah.
the mask is off. Which one did you pull? The horse or the other one?
Sure. Let's go with the horse.
Horse. All right. So you have a horse mask in your hand.
But they don't seem to be combative. Not yet, at least, so...
Okay, Dane snaps his fingers over the guy's face and hello? Anybody home?
You see his mouth start moving, and words kind of come from almost like the deep, and it's something along the lines of, all shall be polished, all shall shine clean.
So they've been brainwashed.
It's a cult.
It is a cult. Why do we keep facing cults? This is the second time. Anyways, Dane, since you have opposable thumbs, why don't you take off all their masks? At least get that power away from them.
2 is not a pattern, it's a line at best.
It still happened. If I had a nickel for every time we ran to a cult, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
I mean, if it can happen once, it can happen more than once. If it can happen more than once, it can happen all the time.
Well, then we should stop all things from happening ever.
What are you gonna say? That
Unless it's a good thing.
seems statistically unlikely.
Well, but it's true, though. If it can happen more than once, then it can happen anytime.
Anyway, let's not debate philosophy at the moment.
But my philosophy major.
While Dane's in the back doing this, Alpha reaches his hand up and removes the mask from the first person in the line. Is there any response?
As you reach your hand out to start to lift the mask, much like the classic wax on, wax off, your hand is slapped to the side.
Alpha says, "Very well," and goes to punch him straight in the face. You're the guys that taught him how to deal with brainwashed people like this.
I mean, whatever worse. I mean, I'm laughing because it's funny. I'm not laughing because it doesn't work. I'm laughing because that's funny.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Roll the hit.
This is your teachings coming back now.
I'm perfectly happy with these teachings. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, we're trying to go.
That's a 17 to hit.
You hit.
All right. We'll see if the person's still standing after this. It determines if he keeps punching him rapid succession. That was for 9 damage to the face.
And well, oh god, let's see. It knocks him backwards, and it doesn't knock him out. It just you hit him back.
All right. So before doing it again, he just steps forward and makes the move to remove the mask again.
Well, kind of want to give him a reaction. Roll here. Let's just do a d20 contest. Tell me what you get.
Alrighty, I give it 14.
Well, that beats my 3. So I'll say he reaches up and you grab the mask, and as he's contacting your arm to push him away, it just helps you rip the mask off. And you see the same blank-faced, dead-eyed human staring back at you
All right.
with a bloody nose. Because you did punch him for 9 damage.
As a dire wolf, I'll try and take out the one behind the mouse mask that I can't tell what that one is.
I don't know that we need to take anything out necessarily.
Well, no. What I mean is I'm gonna... so it's at least incapacitated. I'm gonna bite its leg and try to bring it down.
Gonna hamstring it.
Sure. Give it a Charlie horse. If only it was the horse, that would have been funny.
All right. I'll just give it to you that you're able to grab it.
Yeah,
So
try to rip it up.
all right, you grab it, rip it down. The poor creature starts screaming, and this causes all the others to turn. You don't have the dexterity to rip a mask off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, can someone with hands rip the mask off? I've
then-
incapacitated it.
Yeah,
Like,
so
that
we're
would either be Dane or Ray.
yeah. Well, Ray, it'd be Ray is the last
Yeah.
one that has anything that they can do.
Alrighty, so Ray's gonna just pull this mask off.
Yeah, it's on the ground. It should be easy.
Alrighty, snatch. What should I roll for that?
I'll just give it to you. All right, so you reach down and pull the mask off, and the person goes limp, staring up at you.
Huh. Interesting.
All right, so the others that are here, first the one that had the dog mask on, you see it's right in front of Alpha, so it would be really right in Alpha's face. It starts to morph and change and turn into a giant dog, basically. And it will... Let me make sure I get this. It basically looks like a mastiff, like almost like a war mastiff, I think it's a bear dog, basically. Like huge, right?
Got it.
And it kind of hunches back and then leaps forward to bite at Alpha. And that is a... Oh god, nat 20.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Alpha, it grabs you.
Okay. I guess there's no way I can react against that, so yeah.
No, you can't. It's literally, well, it's in your face to begin with. So, and then, it just does a perfect grab.
Mhm.
So that is 15 piercing damage. I'm assuming you put an arm up and it's biting into your arm.
Yeah, okay.
And then, since you are where you're at, and it's got its front claws, that is a 22 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is 10 slashing damage. So I imagine its claw just catches you in the chest, your unarmored
Ouch.
chest. All right. Then the rabbit face and the mouse, which are the next two back, had turned at the screaming of the dire wolf. And the I'll start with the rabbit. Okay. It stays in that form, but its mouth opens up and it's huge, just like not proportional to its body. And it leaps forward at Casros in wolf form. And let's see. Bite. There it is. Oh, wow. That is a 21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Jeez. Holy crap.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Sorry.
I want your dice.
Yeah, that was shocking. That is 7 piercing as it bites down through your flesh, through your fur, I guess. All right. And then the last one, which is the rat. Let's see. It does the same. It doesn't do like a full polymorph. It just opens its wide mouth and takes a leap at Dane. And this one is 16 to hit.
No.
All right. So it misses you. Cool.
Just imagine, like, pushed aside by the shield.
Yeah. Dink. But you definitely see that does not have a like set of human teeth. What you see is the yellow iron infused teeth of a rat that are capable of chewing through almost anything.
Got it.
All right, let's go back to the head of the line and just work through that way. So Alpha, your turn.
All right, so I'm guessing he's kind of grappled by this dog mouth right now, right?
Yes, so you are grappled. You're bit and grappled. He's holding on and he clawed you. Though you won't be at disadvantage because it was just like a bite. So
Oh,
yeah,
but it's still kind of grappled. So
yeah,
you can do action, and then if you have a bonus attack, do the bonus attack, right?
yes, correct.
All right. So first thing Alpha does is he phases to ethereal
Okay.
and breaks
Falls
all.
through you.
For what?
The dog falls through you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna burn a key point and unleash a fury of blows upon it.
Okay.
So first one is for 26
To hit.
Yeah.
Yes, you hit.
So this is gonna be 4 rolls total.
All right, just go. Give me all the hit to hits first.
Okay. 26, 21, 17, and 19.
All hit.
All right. And so we'll just go through here. What's my current damage? 1d6 plus 5. That's 11 plus 8, so 19, plus another 8, so 27, plus 7, so 34 damage.
You basically, I'm imagining, hit it somewhere around the top of its head, base of the spine. You basically separate the foramen magnum from the spine.
I must imagine he just like phased through and then just 4 rapid successive hits and says, "Bad dog."
Yeah, it's dead. It doesn't even whimper. It just falls to the ground, deceased. Like, it's not quite decapitated, but if you were to pick it up, its head would flop around like a rag doll.
Then Ghost Alpha just slowly turns and looks at the rest of the group. You just see the glowing red eyes coming from the Ethereum.
Yes.
Creepy. I like it. All right. Well, let's see where we at on the next one. Was that Castros?
Sure.
I think so.
All right. You got bit on basically on your spine.
Yipe. Yipe, yipe. Alright. Definitely gonna turn on that rabbit, give a growl, and bite it. That's all I can do as a direwolf. I have advantage on attack roll because I'm within 5 feet of a companion.
Cool.
Correct?
Yes.
So yeah, that's a 23 to hit.
Holy crap. Yeah, you definitely hit.
Alright. That's 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And if it's a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. Thanks. I get no bonus on this one. What is the save that I must make?
15.
Yeah, I fail, so it's prone.
Cool. So, you guys, rabbit's prone.
All right, then I would say, what was next? Dane?
Okay, so I got the mouse right in front of me.
Yep. It tried to bite you. You pushed it away.
Yep, I'm gonna swing at it with the axe of broken mirrors.
Oh, God. All right.
That is a 15 plus 6 to hit, so that'd be a 21.
Yeah, that definitely is a hit.
All right. Okay. You know, it's a good thing I'm getting good bonuses because these 1d8s are not my friend. So that is 8 slashing.
8 slashing. And then you did add your +1 to attack with that, I take it.
Yes, +1 to attack and the +1 to damage.
All right, cool. Yeah, you
Oh yeah, go ahead.
and give it a whack, and it cuts deep. You can tell it's hurt. It's not dead, but man, you gave it a good blow.
All right, I'm gonna smack it again.
All right.
Ooh, that's only a 9 to hit.
Yeah, that does not hit.
I know. I can't manage to string together 2 good rolls in a row. It's awesome. Okay.
And Ray.
Alrighty then. So I'm gonna take an aim on the rabbit since it's prone. And I'm gonna just. Well, the best that I got is my arrows, so I guess I'll take one of my Patriot arrows and shoot it in the head.
Okay, right on.
Are you kidding me? That's an 8 to hit.
Well, if it's
Wow.
prone, doesn't that mean you have advantage? But
Yeah.
wait, no, but you're in close quarters, so that takes away that advantage, huh?
Well, I'm not in close quarters. I just want to shoot it in the head from across the room.
Yeah, you can roll 2d20 and take the higher number.
Yeah, I have advantage because it's prone.
Yeah. It's basically
That's
a sitting target.
13.
What'd you say?
Still only a 13.
Wow. Yeah, it flies like just bounces across the top of the rabbit as it's laying there, and it's just like, eeh! But it's fine.
Alright. Well, I have an extra attack for a reason. Let's try this again. Well, that's 24.
Yeah, that one buries in.
Yeah. 8 damage.
All right. Well, that after the bite, the knockdown, and then that landing between its eyes, it just limps over dead.
Nice.
Okay, there is the one left,
Yeah, the mouse.
the mouse, which, let's see, it got knocked to the side, so I guess it'd be closest to Ray now.
Yeah, except that Dane just smacked it twice, so I imagine he's directly in front of it still.
But it's also kind of in a panic, and it's just looking around. So here, I'll just roll a high-low, and I'll go high Dane, low Ray.
Okay.
Oh, and I rolled a 1. That's funny.
That's definitely low.
Yeah. No ambiguity. So it will try to take a strike and fail miserably.
Nice.
So yeah, it tries to do a bite and misses. And then I'll do, let's see. So I tried to bite. It's got a claw, I guess. It'll just try to give a quick claw at you. Ooh, that was a good roll. That is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, I'm sure that hits.
I'm sure it does. It's just a 1d4 though, so oh yeah, it just like catches you in the face and does 4 scratch right across your cheek.
Yeah, I want your dice, Ben.
Well, I'm all bouncing all over the place. Like some of them are coming up, in the higher range, but some are just miserable. Like my previous one that failed was a 3. So anyway. So you guys are all standing there, and there's just the rat between you.
I imagine it's Alpha's turn.
Yes, it is.
Right. We'll see if we can do rat no more. Or just Alpha just goes straight to it. Like obstacles be damned. Actually passing through anyone in the way. Just goes to punch it.
Like
Rat.
Kane in mist form.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm within people now, so I get advantage. Right? Or
You shouldn't need it, but just go ahead.
all right. The first roll was a 12. So
That does not hit.
need it. Yeah. So you sure I don't get advantage?
Yeah, well, I didn't think you would need it, but yeah, I mean, if you really feel like you need advantage, I guess you could make the argument for us, but
No. Okay, well, I get 3 attacks when I'm manually attacking, so let's just roll 3 of them. 12, 22, and 16.
the 22 and 16 both hit.
Right. And that's for 6 plus 7, 13 damage.
I mean, you put it down, you kill it.
Right?
Yay, death.
So yeah, you're standing there amongst all of these now deceased workers, and there is a also deceased chrome-clad orc in a wheelbarrow.
Loot the body.
Okay, you start looking through the body, and you don't find anything other than one of those little books like you already have, like Dane has.
Darn.
Okay.
There's never any good loot on the bodies.
Where does the I guess where were they heading? Were they heading out the tunnel, or were they heading up into the town?
They were headed away from the town, down deep into the cave.
Okay. Well, let's
Onward.
go into the direction.
All right, you proceed. You go. Whoa. Fix. You proceed further on, and after a while, you realize, oh, there was an entrance kind of in the battlefield for access, but this actually goes pretty deep down under the ground and into a cave system.
Okay.
You make it into an area and you kind of look left and right, and you see that there are piles of chrome armored bodies over to the left, over to the right, and a bunch of activity around a corner you can't see. If you were to go like forward and to the left and then kind of loop back to the right, you could see into wherever the sound was coming from.
Okay. So going into this cavern, where do you say we enter? East, southeast?
Like,
west?
say you're on the south side. We'll do it that way. So you're on the south side, and there's like you can see there's almost like a Y in front of you where it kind of goes, northeast, northwest.
Okay. So it's a cave system, but it's more like lava tubes.
Sure.
So it basically just splits.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
But they're larger cavernous spaces, not the like hand burrowed supported areas that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you're saying where's the sound coming from?
Kind of due north of you, which you have to go around some rock to be able to see down that way.
Okay. Well, we'll try sneaking around and peeking.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I'll use my keen hearing.
roll some stealth checks.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Well, Castos got a 7.
Ray got a 19.
It looks like I have disadvantage on stealth.
This is alpha sexual. I need to double check this.
Wait, why would you have a disadvantage on stealth?
It's just what it says on my my sheet. It says stealth, dex, and then disadvantage in parentheses.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't really matter. I rolled a 17.
Probably because of your armor.
So-
It's your
Ray got
armor,
a
probably.
You still got a 17?
I did.
Yeah, I got a 7.
All right.
That's hilarious.
Key Alpha's got 23 because he actually is quite stealthy.
So,
I mean, he snuck aboard a dead ship, so.
yeah, that's true. So everyone is actually being really sneaky and stealthy, and Castros just kind of walks through, and there's some, I'll say like Ray, Dane, and Alpha kind of sneak off to you guys are sticking to the edges, and Castros just wanders through like a lost direwolf.
I mean,
eventually-
maybe you'll think it's just some random direwolf that came upon their tunnels.
Yep, and eventually that's exactly what happens. A couple of masked individuals see you, and they start putting out their arms wide to make themselves look big and dance around to try to scare you back out of the cave.
I'll growl at them.
More from behind start coming up with what look like spears.
All right. I'll take one of them hostage
How?
as a direwolf.
How?
Leap up at them, make them like if they fail at the strength save, they become prone, and I just like hover over their body with their throat in my mouth and like give like a knowing glare at the others.
Okay, sweetie, they are controlled by something else. They're not really in their right minds. It's probably not going to stop them at all.
It's worth a try.
You can try whatever you want. I'm not going to stop you.
So I'm going to tell her before she tries that it's a bad idea.
Well, I have to attack them first just otherwise they're just gonna stab me.
You don't.
I'm not gonna go down without a fight.
You're not surrounded, right?
No,
I am now.
No, you're
No.
not surrounded. They're all in a line basically in front of you, trying to shoo you out of the cave because they think you're a wolf that wandered in.
So you could basically
Here,
turn around, run
I'll
away.
I'll distract them. You guys keep stealthily doing your thing and investigating. I'll distract them and like howl and go the way they don't want me to go, so they have no choice but to chase after me.
Back the way you were going.
Well, then they'll just be like, okay, it left, and then not bother with me anymore.
Isn't that
If I keep being a nuisance to them, they'll have to do something.
Go back and forth then.
Sure, I'll just like,
Dance around.
how about this? I'll run around and like yip happily like I want to play. And just like not leave. I'll like keep bouncing around them. You know, like when you let your dog off leash and you're like, okay, time to like go, and then the dog just thinks you're playing with it, so it keeps running back and forth away from you.
Okay, so you're standing there doing that. You see there's another one in a wolf mask comes walking towards you. The rest of your group, as you're looking down, you guys see a group kind of up front of a bunch of them in masks that are turned away from you, and these ones are talking. It looks like they're like talking, sermonizing. You can't make out the language that they're speaking, but they are definitely, you can tell, communicating to a larger group. There is probably about, let me find my D10s, like 80 or so masked individuals listening to these three up front. And now back to Casros's pacing. The one in the wolf mask walks up and the group splits and opens up. The wolf goes through, or the wolf mask one goes through, gets down on all fours, and then polymorphs into another wolf and goes up and starts, well, doing what dogs do, circling and sniffing your butt and whatnot.
Boy, this is fun. Yeah, I'm just gonna yip happily and continue with the wolf trade.
All right, well, it tries to lead you out.
Nah, I'm just gonna keep like staying and just like God.
All right, well, then it comes back.
Keep staying and be like, no, I want to play in here.
Well, it comes back, and then really quick, give me a 1d20.
Keeping it distracted.
Yeah, I know. So give me a 1d20 real quick.
That was a 2.
2? All right, it successfully mounts and starts humping you.
What the frick? What the heck? Alright, I'm biting.
Alright.
First we deal with horny gnomes, now this.
Okay. So we see that there's like 80. Meanwhile, we see that there's like 80 things, 80 beings
Yes.
here. I suggest we turn right around and leave because we're going to need the captain and his warriors because the four of us cannot take on 80 people and survive.
You're right. Still, the stain isn't gonna help me and get away with it. I'm gonna snap at it and then run.
Okay, right on. I'll just say you successfully snap at it, slide out from under it, and then bolt out the door, and you hear almost a little golf clap from the others, just a...
Okay.
God.
Yeah, so Dane's gonna talk to Alpha and Ray and say, "We need to get out of here because we cannot take these people on our own."
Got it. I can cast Pass Without a Trace and we can rush out of here.
Why didn't you do that earlier?
I
We
don't.
weren't trying to.
Well, no, the Pass Without Trace thing when I failed the stealth check.
Because we didn't know that we needed it, I guess. Alpha, what are you gonna do?
Alpha is debating. Wait, in that rest we had the night before, did he have enough time to create another baby bomb?
That's a good question.
Usually it's like one per rest if he doesn't have one already.
And if you spend a key point and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, sure.
Okay, so before we leave, if you guys say we need to leave, Alpha just turns to you, nods, and as you guys turn to leave, you just see him set something on the ground and start sneaking off with you guys.
Okay,
Nice.
all right.
You set
So
it
we're
down.
gonna
You
head
didn't...
back in the direction of the town.
Wait, you set it down? You didn't throw it?
Into the area where all the people are at.
Oh,
I don't know. Were we close enough by there? Because I thought we were all like in the general similar vicinity.
no, you would have to chuck it into the group.
Okay, then it shall be chucked.
All right. So, yeah, you guys start hightailing it out of there, following the wolf. The others are going back when the next thing you know, there is a very loud explosion behind you and a lot of screaming.
Nice.
And a bright flash. Forgot that.
I forgot that part.
Okay.
Do the tunnels stay intact?
Yes, these are a solid stone tunnel, so they are able to withstand the force. Other than some stalactites do come down from the ceiling, and there's some heads that get bonked.
Okay. All right.
Imagine the concussion of the force, like blowing air towards us as well, like. Woo.
Oh yeah, there's totally a blast of air, and it's stinky, stale cave air at that.
Nice. Okay. But we hightail it back to the town. Get the captain's attention. And say there is a force that was 80 strong and down in the cave system. Gather your men and let's go back down there. Alpha took care of a bunch of them. We don't know how many there are, but they all seem to be. We were wearing masks, and they all seem to be controlled by some other being.
He looks at you really skeptically. It's like, so what? We've got a major disaster here. We've got people injured. The buildings collapsed. We were just under a siege. You want me to take all of my people out of here right now?
All of your available warriors, yes. Unless you want these people to be climbing up into the middle of you again sometime tomorrow morning.
No, definitely not. And he raises a hand and calls for one of the officers to come over and tells them basically, gather as many men as you can. We must go into the tunnel. And the guy just looks horrified. He's exhausted from all the fighting. But he does as he commands and runs off and starts collecting as many people as he can find. And after a few minutes, he returns with 16 men.
Okay, that'll have to do. Back down we go.
Yes.
All right. You guys lead this group all the way down, and you find first the bodies, and the men are kind of horrified by that, but you keep pressing on, eventually getting down into the cave, where you find several well, it looks like a post-suicide bomber scene with body parts kind of spread out, some burned, some just blown to pieces, but there doesn't appear to be anyone else left. Just the dead on the ground.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's Dane pats Alpha on the back and says, "Good baby."
But they can be improved upon.
Of course. Because you piece together, there's only like about 11 that just died immediately of the group.
So what particular branch was this? Did this take place in? Kind of the one going northeast or the one going northwest?
To the west, kind of the northwest, and then due north.
Okay.
Now what?
I know. I don't really want the captain and his men to get bogged down searching these tunnels when they got so much to do upstairs. What?
As a direwolf, could I try to sniff the trail out?
Sure, you do have heightened senses.
Yeah, I have advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Okay, well, go ahead and do a perception check on trying to smell out which direction they may have gone.
First one was I rolled 2 3s.
You need to stop rolling
You-
into your stuff.
You sniff around, you do a big circle, and you just shake your head like they're gone, guys. I'm sorry.
Right
All you smell is black powder and sulfur.
Yeah.
There you go.
there.
You do the La Pac de Lupu. Oh, this is why I don't like guns. Loud and smell bad.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I'm no help unless I try again later, but
So, yeah, the men all look around and they see what's going on. They're like, sirs and madam, would it be all right if I return to town? That I'm rather worried about, my wife and children.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be all right. Captain, take your men back to town. Continue cleaning up. We'll try and figure out what to do from here.
Just an officer. The captain stayed behind, but the officer, yes, he acknowledges you and takes his men, signals them, and begins the return.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Well, I guess we will just kind of continue on ourselves down the west tunnel there.
Awesome. So yeah, you find a continuing cave system that goes down deep and seems to kind of describe this. It just kind of pushes its way into the earth and it branches off in a few different directions, kind of to the west, the northwest, and the north from where you're at.
path.
Yep.
Could I try sniffing again?
Yeah.
Advantage. And I rolled 2 10s, but my perception is +4, so that's 14.
Okay. You kind of sniff around and you sniff first to the west and wag your tail like, ooh, there's something that way. And then you kind of sniff out to the northwest and you just get nothing but cave air. And then you sniff to the north and you wag your tail again like, oh, there's something there. Each time you can't tell exactly what it is, but you get a sense where their things are and where their things are not.
All right. Well, let's go down the west tunnel first.
All right. You walk into this area and you see that it actually is kind of like a room, but in the sense that there's kind of a large table and like a simple cabinet over in the corner. Like like the Skyrim caves when there's a bandit in it or something.
Yes.
And in the kind of off to the side, you see what looks like, I think of the best way to describe this, like a greenish blob kind of on the floor with what looks like a skull inside of it.
Oh. Okay, and where exactly is this
Oh.
greenish blob?
It's kind of between the table and the cabinet. So if the table was in the middle of the room and the cabinet was on the east side, it's kind of between the two.
Okay. How big is it?
Oh, try and think. It's not huge. I mean, it's large, but it's not huge. So let's call it like 8 feet.
E. Dan, you got an idea?
My first thought is to just kind of leave it alone. I'm guessing it's a gelatinous cube. But there's nothing else. We're not hunting the cube.
Yeah.
If it is a gelatinous cube, that means I've seen a gelatinous cube and I can turn into one now. Is it gelatinous cube?
Yes.
Did you just say yes?
Is the gelatinous cube?
Yes.
I can become a gelatinous cube! Ha ha! You fool! You've given me unlimited power.
A gelatinous cube.
A gelatinous cube has 84 hit points.
It's a bowl of Jello.
Yeah, it is.
That does acid damage to
They-
anything it touches.
Yeah, but they're generally mindless as well.
Yeah, they are.
Like, yeah.
I
Literally,
have a 1 on intelligence as a gelatinous cube.
yeah, because
You just
they're
place me in the
cleaning
middle of the
agents.
battlefield, I start killing people.
You just sit there like a rock.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they literally just mindlessly roam tunnels cleaning stuff.
Guess what? You place me in the middle of a battlefield with a ton of people.
You can only hold up to 4 medium people.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Which
I don't see anything.
Wait, does it say that?
there's from many years ago, I think it's a Hello from the Magic Tavern episode where they interview a gelatinous cube. Yeah. Yeah, I just like hang out in dungeons. Sometimes people come and fall into me.
The listing on roll20.net does not say there's a limit to how many people it can engulf.
The character sheet I just looked up did. Anyway, not
So
important.
if you play a gelatinous cube,
Still,
Okay.
I could turn into a gelatinous cube now.
All right. So, barring Castaros's excitement, we're not hunting gelatinous cubes, so Dane's just going to suggest that we kind of back out of the chamber
Yeah.
and head up the northern passage.
I'm just gonna blow it a kiss and say thank you, and then run.
Okay.
Gonna be useful sometime later. You'll see.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, although it'll be interesting because I've given you guys all sorts of things, and it's interesting what gets used and what doesn't.
We haven't had the time for a reverse centaur yet.
That's not what I meant, but okay,
I
yeah,
can't
good point.
figure out the simian mask yet.
Yeah, you really, yeah. Then there's that, figuring that out. All right, so you guys go to the north one, and when you come around the corner, first thing you see is a tail, kind of long with. It looks like it's off of, say, like an iguana. It's silvery with tall spikes, like 5-6 inches long.
Like the tail is 5 to 6 inches long.
The spikes on top of the tail is 5 to 6 inches long. The tail itself is probably about 6 or 7 feet.
Okay.
Ooh. Biggin.
That's the first thing you see. And then I didn't know if you keep going after seeing that or if you stop suddenly. I wanted to give you the opportunity.
Nature check.
Okay.
So yes, stop.
That was. Why did I erase my nature check? I know what it is though. It's 22.
Well, you are in an unfamiliar area though, so can you roll at a disadvantage on that one?
14.
14. Okay. Sorry, but it's for where you're at, where you normally are. All right. You look, you're like, well, it's definitely some type of lizard. It's a tail, which means that the rest of the body, if what we can see is that, is going to be about, 1.5 times longer. So we're looking at a creature that's going to be, like 10 feet, maybe, or so in front of the tail. So a total of a 16 to 18 foot creature. Beyond that, I can't see, though the tail is unfamiliar, not anything I've seen in the forest, and it doesn't look like anything that's seen the light of day.
Well, there you have it. Also not what we're looking for at this moment, but I myself am kind of curious as to what it is, but I'm sure you don't want me investigating and getting off track.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, we're hunting people. I mean, that's kind of our focus right now. Those are the bigger threats. I would think that if they passed by this way, it would have agitated that particular creature.
So back the other way. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, normally I'd say yeah. Let's go figure out what it is, but we're trying to do other things. So.
Oh, well, I got my gelatinous cube. That's all that matters.
I imagine the lizard probably be much more useful.
Probably. Can I just... trying to think if I can just sneak around, just see the head.
We is the pass? I'm guessing the pass without a trace is.
It'll last for an hour.
Has it been over an hour?
That's a good.
Oh, we went back to the village, grabbed 16 people, brought them back.
It's definitely been over an hour.
Yeah.
Alright. My dire wolf is up too, then.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, definitely. Which I assumed.
Or
I
Alpha
just
the whole
tried to
time is
just
trying to
stealth
administer
my
first
way
aid to
towards
himself.
What'd you say, Alex?
Said poor Alpha the entire time over this period has been trying to administer first aid to himself because he took 25 points of damage when we got into the tunnel.
Oh, you need to remember to tell us this stuff so that we can fix you.
Yeah, I can heal you very easily. I can heal that much damage very quickly. You just got to
Well, we were kind of occupied.
Anyways, can I just try and make a stealth check?
Tell you what, heal Alpha first.
Okay, yeah. Just in case we have to fight it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
alright.
make the stealth check.
So you took what, 25?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do some quick math. Alright, I'm gonna cast it. And this should definitely help. It's gonna be in a second level spell slot, and the Moonstone makes that double at. So just to cast, that is 17
Nice.
to cast. And for how much it heals, that is 6 plus... I believe that is 17 doubled, so...
Jeez.
Yeah, I think 34 should be enough.
I think that's good. Alright, Alpha's healed. Now, can I make a stealth check just to see if I can see the head of this thing and identify it?
Sure, you stealth check to try and sneak around. Go for it.
It's a 12?
Oh, that's not a great one. I feel like the threshold for this should have been like 15. Just, yeah, at a minimum.
Well,
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to go off the DM's guide, you know.
yeah.
So, you go start sneaking around, and you like grab a chunk of rock to look, and it just like breaks free and starts tumbling down, and then you see the tail whip into the cave around you, and a head start poking out, and at first, looks one way, looking down the other, and then whips its head back and looks straight at you. What do you do?
Oh, it might be a basilisk.
Oh, could be.
It's not.
Looks straight at me.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not. Well, thank God.
but it's got to have a long neck with spikes on the top of its head, and
Can I identify it now?
Is it a dragon?
you can
Is it a dragon?
you can identify it if you wish to. I mean, you probably can recognize it now that it's looking straight at you.
After all, another nature check, or
Yes, because now you're looking.
that is a 19.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, that's a wormling, and
Baby dragon.
you have a little panic moment though, because even though it's a baby one, it's still they're can be tough.
Wait, what color is it?
It's kind of silver.
Specifically silver? Because now I can become it, unless it's challenge rating.
Bluish, purplish, silverish.
Bro, if I wanted to, I could turn into it and fight it head on as it.
It's up to you. You have a moment to do something because it's equally shocked right now.
I want to befriend the dragon.
Give it a hug.
How do you plan on doing that?
Does speak with animals wouldn't work on a worm? Yeah. Would speak with animals work on it? Yeah.
I mean, they are relatively intelligent. They do have language, though the ability to speak does not necessarily indicate intelligence.
It says it. Well, at least it understands Draconic.
Yeah.
Oh no, dragon.
Yeah, but there are many that understand English that I wouldn't consider intelligent.
Right.
So
Could I do an animal handling check?
I bet you Alpha speaks Draconic.
if you could do an animal handling check if you're going to try to write it.
If I just want to befriend it.
Alpha, tell it that we mean it no harm.
Can Alpha speak Draconic?
I believe so.
Yes, but do you really want Alpha talking to a dragon?
You're right. Braun hates dragons.
Oh,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Alpha was raised in a really racist household. You don't want him talking to that.
Yeah. It's like you could, but yeah.
It's basically Strom Thurmond, okay?
So, dang it. I could try speaking with it like normally. Could I use animal handling techniques to try and calm it?
Do you think you might be able to give it? Like, not that disgusting no-choke loaf that you were eating earlier. You have any kind of maybe beef jerky?
I might have some like dried meat saved in one of my packs. Yeah, I think I do. I have like dried bear meat, I think, in one of my packs.
Yeah, offer some of that and go, beef jerky time.
Sure, it's bear jerky though.
Wait, beer jerky time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just like use animal handling and kind of like offer it food and
Well, maybe not. Just kind of maybe.
well, it's below us.
I
So
kind of like this.
I'll just like toss it down and talk in a calm, soothing voice, like, "Hey, shh."
You know harm.
Okay, yeah, roll your animal handling. I want to see how you do.
That is a 21.
Wow, yeah, you very calmly speak to it. It's staring at you. You never break eye contact. You reach into your bag, pull it out, put the meat on the ground, and it sniffs it. It looks around and give you the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, it licks it up and kind of chomps it and then looks back at you, and you'd almost consider it looking somewhat pleased.
Yay! I'm just gonna like be kind of mesmerized by it for a while and just be like, oh, finally, I've seen a dragon kind, a dragon species like a ringling. I'm just gonna be so like enlightened. I'm just gonna be so happy with bliss.
Okay. While you're so happy with bliss, can you look beyond the dragon and see if there's if it's in a cavern or if the passageway keeps going or what?
Sure, I'll like look behind it and see what it was resting in.
It was resting in kind of just a cavern, like almost a dead end place.
Perfect.
Ah, so nothing.
That's all we need to know.
Yee, I'm so happy I met a dragon. My life's goal is complete. Other than collecting teeth. I'm not going to try to grab its teeth now. No, that would be very bad. So, very, very bad. It's gonna like just kind of be enlightened and just feel like, oh, you're so pretty, aren't you? Turn into Steve Irwin and just be like, oh, you're a beauty.
We'll stick my thumb
Look at that wingspan.
and then stick your thumb up its bum.
No.
No, he knew enough not to do that. He might try and jump on it and hold his jaws together, but we're not trying to catch this particular thing. So
You should watch the South Park about Steve Irwin. It's pretty damn funny.
Like, oh, I bet your breath is just beautiful, ain't it? It's gonna like feel like, oh, you're such a pretty, like, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Like, Castor's is like to the point of tears. He's so happy. He's so happy to have seen one.
It just looks at you and it kind of nuzzles and nudges, almost like it's looking for more food.
I don't think I have any more food on me.
well, maybe you can tell that there's a whole lot of partially cooked meat in the cavern back behind us.
True. I'll try to see if it understands common and be like, hey, if you want, like, I guess it was human meat, huh?
Yeah.
If you want human meat, then there's some, like, partially, like, pretty cooked, well-cooked human meat back down that way. See if it understands my point.
It just kind of looks, but it looks very confused.
Hmm. Would speak with animals work on it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try it. Let's roll for it and let's just see what happens.
15.
I'm gonna say, man, it's hard to say because you did that's a good roll, and I threw 2 die just to see where it would end up, and I threw a 13 and a 19. So it's like, I think you'll be able to maybe very basically speak to it.
Okay.
You know, like don't say anything complicated.
Well, yeah. So I'll just be like, more food that way.
That's too
I
complicated.
love you.
I think it got food love you.
All right, sounds good.
I'll point too and just like gesture down that back way.
Okay, well, let's see. So it yeah, okay. It kind of understood the directional thing, so it starts moving that way, but very slowly, and it's trying to like push you along with it. Like kind of the come with me like a dog will do.
All right, well, let's kind of follow it.
Yes, let's befriend the dragon. It'll help us on our quest.
Okay.
Yes,
Alpha just
I'll-
kind of narrows his eyes at this.
Oh. Maybe Alpha should stay behind.
No, I was gonna say, it'll be all right, Alpha. Maybe it will lead us to our foes, the
No.
true heretics.
Alpha's thinking of the other way. He knows that dragon babies do not explode. However, this is as a child. Maybe it can be converted to Gond and redeem its race.
There.
Well,
Think of it that way, Alpha.
There you go.
Oh my god.
That would be really, really funny if Alpha converts the wormling to Gond and then brings it home to meet Braun.
Oh no.
You just gave
Bro,
me
kill it.
yeah, and well, right before that comment, I had the flashback of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when he's like, "Believe it or not, my friend here is a lawyer, despite his racial impediment." Like, Alpha just being like, "He's a Gondian, despite his racial impediment."
Oh my god.
That might invoke some kind of a crisis within Braun, philosophical crisis within Braun.
Well, we could sort of, but I mean, end of the day, God above all. So I mean,
No,
it
I
doesn't
mean
matter.
that's true.
I know, but I mean, even after, I mean, everyone that
He would
works
just think it's a false convert.
a false cover. There you go. Yeah, he's going to be the racist grandma.
Anyways, I will,
Well, thy neighbor, I guess.
I will continue to be friendly with the Rimling.
All right. Well, you take him down, and he sniffs around, and yeah, starts nibbling on the man flesh.
Cool. I'm just gonna like tentatively reach to pat it,
Pet its scales.
yes. Pet its pretty silver scales.
It allows it.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
I'm
let's
so happy.
let's get Castros. I mean, we had a fairly successful encounter here. Let's get Castros away from the dragon the wormling before he messes it up. Okay. So I guess since Castros did not smell anything going down, it makes me wonder if maybe the northwest tunnel is kind of what we needed. But let's kind of go down the northeast tunnel first and figure out what's going on. Or maybe it is 10 o'clock now. Do we want to say this is a good place to stop, or do we want to keep going?
Well, I figured you would, begin your walk down the tunnel, and as we enter that next section, that's where we fade to black.
Perfect. All right, let's try northeast.
All right. Wait, northeast isn't it northwest?
We went down the tunnel going west first, and now we got the tunnel going east. We're all the way back in that.
Oh, gotcha. Because you could have kept going to the northwest if you went back to where that worm was. You could keep going that way, but you're just going to explore a different tunnel entirely.
Right, because Castros did not smell anything going down the northwest tunnel.
All right. Well, then we embark a totally different direction next time.
I'm so happy. I found Rimling. I can turn into that now. That gave me 2 new creatures I can turn into.
I think the wormling is a whole lot better than the gelatinous cube.
A bit, yeah.
Yes, it's better. You've got cold breath, paralyzing breath, an armor class of 17. Not as many hit points, but I imagine you're smarter.
Yeah, just a tad.
A 12 instead of a 1.
I'm so happy. I met a dragon and was fairly friendly with the dragon. I am the most proficient in animal handling. That is better than my nature, which is I never get to use it. And the one time I had the chance to, I failed the roll. And I finally
You
did
almost
it.
failed it this time.
No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, you only rolled a 4. You just had.
That was for the speak with animal.
Oh, is that what the speak?
The animal handling, I rolled it was +8. I rolled. I think it was a 20 something. So.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently we're gonna have to figure out how that simian death mask works, because
Yep.
just never really thought about it until now. And
There is an answer, and it's just you guys just didn't quite get the right trigger.
combination.
Yeah.
Wait, did we collect other death masks from the people we had, righteously liberated from life?
You just kind of left it there. Maybe the worm will put one on its nose and be like, "Hee, look at me."
God, I hope not.
I met a Rimling. I'm so happy. Life could not be better.
This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for our character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.
Is it a gelatinous cube? Yes.